A pleasant day to all. We are from Class 2A3 of BSED Mathematics Group 2, presenting you Code of Ethics Article 2, The Teacher and the State. I am Jecer A. Gonzales,
Rescin P. Estilo,
Eloisa Villanueva,
Kiana Blanca Aquino Malapitan.
I am Silang Krisha May O.
Good morning, class. Our lesson for today is all about Philippine culture and heritage. Now, class, just as much as we know of the Philippine culture, we have to be knowledgeable enough of the laws being promulgated in the country. In the given example, the teacher acts in accordance to Article 2, Section 1 through simple ways such as teaching all about the country's culture, the laws being promulgated in the state, and also by modeling nationalistic approaches. The schools are the nurseries of the future citizens of the state. Each teacher is a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation and is under obligation to transmit to learners such heritage as well as to elevate national morality, promote national pride, cultivate love of country, instill allegiance to the Constitution and for all duly constituted authorities, and promote obedience to the laws of the state. It bases to the definition of Cambridge Dictionary to the term nursery. A nursery functions as a place where babies and young children are given care while parents are somewhere else. Children are entrusted by parents on the care of teachers as they perform their duties at work. The schools are considered as nurseries of the citizens of the state because likewise plants in nurseries, children are cultivated and developed in schools through teachers. Such professionals are regarded as trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation, responsible for transmitting and instilling within learners the pride in one's cultural and educational heritage, love of country, and in sowing the seeds of national morality. In this manner, the Filipino culture is being preserved and the distinctive national identification is passed on to succeeding generations as learners realize the value and worth of Filipino identity.
In this example, the action of the teacher is appropriate and right, because she sets as a good example to everyone by following the policy that was given by the state, which is the teacher should do according to Article 2, Section 2. Article 2, Section 2. Every teacher or school official shall be actively help carry out the declared policies of the state and shall take an oath to this effect. It says that every teacher or any school official should do and follow every rules and policies that was given by the state. They should be set as a good model and example in their students as well as in the community for them to follow the rules as well. Lastly, it also says that aside from following and doing those rules, they also should know how to face the consequences of their actions. In this example, the action of the teacher is wrong and improper because her character and the actions that she do contradicts to what the Article 2, Section 3 said, which is the teacher should be physically, mentally, and morally fit. Article 2, Section 3. In the interest of the state of the Filipino people, as much as of his own, every teacher shall be physically, mentally, and morally fit. In Article 2, Section 3, it says that a teacher should be physically fit and they have a good state of mind and embody a good moral character because the society expected them to become more professionally competent. So it was important to consider their physical, mental, and moral state that they have.
Hi class! Good morning! So, kamusta kayo? Okay naman. So, lagi niyong tatandaan na kahit ganito yung nangyayari sa atin, lagi tayo, laban lang tayo palagi at isipin natin na ginagawa natin ito para sa atin din, sa pangarap natin. Kaya tayo magpursige at matatapos din ito, laban lang mga bata. In section 4, it describes about how the teacher passionate her work. You can see the teacher motivate her students and inspire them to look forward and fight for their dreams. Section 4, every teacher shall possess and actualize full commitment and devotion to duty. In Section 4, full commitment and devotion to duty is expected from a teacher. So to develop this, the department has instituted its accountability among its work fellows. Teachers are role model, as in this case, they have to be exemplars of working performance, working ethics, and work attitudes. In Section 5, it describes about on how the teacher promoting a candidates for the election, which is wrong because as a teacher, you don't need to influence other people to use your position to get vote from the other. So it can be biased from other candidates. In Section 5, a teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interests, and shall not directly or indirectly solicit, require, collect, or receive any money, service, other valuable material from any person or entity for such purposes. In Section 5 explained that teachers are prohibited from engaging such promotion of any political party to avoid biases. So it is because during elections, teachers serve as a board of canvassers, so that or election inspectors. And on the other hand, so in distancing themselves from promoting any religion will likewise serve best its client less. So being multiculturalist and fully aware of public service, giving service rather than personal gain. So as a government employees, teachers should be reminded that the government has not endorsed any religion. As such, they also have to. So teachers carry the government side and so have to be wary of others who might not have the same religious belief, so that it with them.
Everyone should be able to participate in society, to protect their interests, and to contribute to the creation of society that also meets their needs and wants. The right to vote and run for office, as well as the freedom of association and assembly, are the most visible forms of political involvement. These rights serve as the foundation of any representative, democratic process and engaged civil society, ensuring that public affairs are fully open to the public. Other rights, such as the right to education and the rights to freedom of conscience and religion, are inextricably interwoven with the right to participate in governance. Every teacher shall vote and shall exercise all other constitutional rights and responsibilities. They are citizens of the country after all, whereas as citizens, they are also entitled to all of the rights that every citizen of the country has. Citizens have a set of rights and obligations, including the right to participate in public policy choices. Participation is an important engine of democratic and socioeconomic development, as well as a key tool to empower individuals in addition to its basic democratic worth.
Uy, Sisil! Malapit ng botohan. Ikutin mo sila niya, ha? Sila niya tayo. Ano to? Anong gagawin ko dito? Kapag binoto mo si Lenny, may +1 ka sa exam. Lenny? Makakapasa ka na.
This is not an ideal way to exercise your power because it is not your job as a teacher to do so. A teacher's job is to pass on their knowledge to their students. If they have to persuade their audience to believe them, they've strayed from their duty and into the area of a salesperson. A teacher shall not use his position or official authority of influence to coerce any other person to follow any political course of action. People, particularly students, should be supplied with the arguments for and against the topic of discussion, as well as the many courses of action available, rather than the dictator in chosen chief's activities. Teachers have different techniques of influencing peoples, but the issues that have nothing to do with the curriculum and everything to do with personal preference is not a job of the instructor and has no authority to influence or coerce the students on the matters of politics or religions.
It is correct that we shall enjoy the academic freedom on what we want to teach, study, and anything else, as long as it is acceptable or aligned in our course. It is still limited by values and practices that are entirely defensible. Every freedom in this world has limitation and it could not be abused. Instead, this should be exercised not over the limit. Section 8. Every teacher shall enjoy academic freedom and shall have the privilege of sharing the product of his researches and investigation, provided that if the results are inimical to the declared policies of the state, they shall be drawn to the proper authorities for appropriate remedial action. The Section 8 is all about the freedom of teachers to teach, study, and pursue knowledge and research without unreasonable inferences or restriction of law, institutional regulation, or public pressure. It is not absolute, and it is not the simple equivalent of freedom of speech to the fact that it has a limitation.